The future is actually even more interesting. So here's the thing. Google is going to come up with its own voice AI for consumers. What does that mean? That means that it has this big vision that now if the pipe is burst, I'm not the one calling it as a consumer. I have Google call on my behalf to all the plumbing companies that are in my area, filling out these forms that I just showed, like Vickie does, and basically calling them and asking for quotes. So now the AI reception is actually is also very popular. I see a lot of need. Business owners are opening their doors for that. So the future will be AIs talking to AI.
At the CEO Moves today with Zulfiya Forsythe, founder and CEO of Omadli Group based in Greater Boston. Omadli Group is a AI-enabled solutions company that has been in business for 2 years now, I believe, in a very highly controversial and highly anticipated field of AI solutions. So Zulfiya, thank you for coming today. Really appreciate you coming out to the office here in Worcester and for us doing the first face-to-face interview for the CEO Moves.
Thank you so much for having me. I actually started the company in 2021 in September, so been
4 years.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
4 years. Wow, time flies. But thank you so much for having me. Real pleasure.
So today's, I think we want to just read a little bit from your LinkedIn. I'm gonna, if you bear with me a second, I'm gonna read shamelessly from your background. You're passionate about turning complexity into simplicity for businesses by streamlining reporting, uncovering insights from massive data sets to boost revenue, and automating redundant processes using data analytics and AI solutions. Your mission is to make the magic accessible to everyone, empowering others to focus on what truly matters. So tell us a little bit more about Omadli Group and how you're able to work with companies of a certain size to help them with their processes, streamline their processes to make life a little bit easier.
Absolutely. So Omadli Group, we help small businesses all around the United States to leverage now with power of AI and power of data analytics, because what you measure improves, what you track improves, and that's where data analytics comes with. But also with AI, we take care of all of the redundant work that a lot of business owners and as well as I would say leadership team and just day-to-day people are spending their time, where instead they could have spent time on more analytical skills, more high level, and be more proactive instead of reactive to the business problems that they come in.
Give us some examples of how AI is helping companies become more efficient, let's say with just customer service or customer experience.
Oh yes, that's a huge area for AI. For example, in our case, we specialize in construction companies, so we help HVAC companies and junk removal companies or moving companies, as well as the plumbing companies. They sometimes get a lot of phone calls. Just a simple example, and we've created Vickie that helps to answer the calls, all the calls that come in. And the idea of Vickie is to capture all the leads, not just to answer them, but qualify them and also log them in the systems. And we powered Vickie with analytics. So we joining the best of both worlds, AI and business intelligence together, and showing, think of Vickie as more like a virtual employee that now you can track and can give you performance on how many calls it answered, how many follow-ups it done for you, how many of those converted into your customers, and how much your revenue gone up by. That's the stats that right now probably for a lot of companies would take, well, what's currently looking like? The currently is there's probably someone in the office picking up the calls, and then they have to manually log them in the system, some type of a customer relation management system they have to. Then they have to remember as soon as they hang up the call, okay, what's the address, what they called about, and then they have to also maybe, if it's an urgent matter, ping the technician. And now they have to also log the ticket for technician as well. And then they make sure that this ticket is not forgotten or was sent to the right technician, and also they manage the ticket has been completed or not. Well, Vickie what could do now is pick up the call, log all that information in, also log the technician that's probably on the call, right? And now if the technician has not seen that issue that is urgent for the next 24 hours, they can ping technician or even ping other parties as well. Like there's a ticket, there's a customer that's of urgent request. Now you have the entire workflow mapped out.
All right, so you touched on some hot buttons for me there. One of them being CRMs and managing just data and information in CRMs. I used to be in sales full time, right? Sitting in front of a computer looking at a CRM virtually all day. I've never been a technician in the field, but I would imagine, and I know from working with technicians in past jobs, that for them to stop their day, answer a phone call, or change what they're doing in midstream to do something else is very inefficient. So you're solving problems for salespeople, and we can talk about what those problems are in the CRM. You're solving problems for a technician using Vickie, an AI, not a recorded, an AI
Answering almost.
answering
Yes.
service.
Human. Yeah.
That is taking problems and triaging them on behalf of the technician and putting that into a CRM. So they're getting it after when they're able to handle it. As soon as they're able to handle it, that's fascinating.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the sales process and making sales folks' lives easier, because and this is a very controversial topic right now, because salespeople are getting let go from companies due to the AI revolution, and I'm not even sure management knows why.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Actually, I have very good use case scenario. I have one client out there, they have a sales team, and what we built for them is automation there as well, because they would spend a lot of time on note taking. They would go to conferences or networking events, or get on the calls with clients, and now they have to manage that CRM that we're talking about, for example. It kind of, all of these have, because let's think about, right? Well, clients usually come to you either via phone call to the businesses, so local businesses for some type of service, right? When we're talking about construction, service-based business, or when you go out there and meet clients to bring into your business. So how can AI help? When people call you, you make sure that now all the calls are fetched. Because out of the calls, I know I'm gonna step up a little bit and still talking about sales. What I've noticed in statistics wise, 35% of calls get answered. 65% of calls do not get answered. 65% is voicemail, busy line. Because by the time you're answering somebody, that you helping them out on the call, somebody else is calling you, and you're not answering that call.
Okay.
And then by the time you are servicing a client that you're talking right now, you're entering the information in the system, making sure you capture everything, right? That is, again, that client is going somewhere else. Then now you have 35% of calls that you answered. Well, how many of them convert? Because not all of them will become your customer. Some of them are just asking for quote, just asking information, or might not be even your customer. They might be just not, if they asking, for example, hey, I'm looking, my pipe burst, for example. Can you come help us? And now let's say you only, as a plumbing company, you only specialize in residential. You don't help commercial.
Okay.
Right there.
It's going to qualify leads.
Exactly.
So this is a tool, having AI answer phone calls from potential clients, right, is going to help sales people be more productive in their conversations, right? Because AI answers the phone and says, well, we don't even do that.
Yes.
So I'm not going to ping the salesperson. I'm going to just say that, no, that's not something we check with this company.
That's right.
Check with this company instead. So in that way, okay, I do see it possibly shaving down on a few
I have
human.
one more. I want one more use case. I'm sorry, I interrupted. I have one more. So when we talk about external now, this is when internal with clients coming in. Now external with salespeople coming out there and bringing people in. So on that use case scenario that I had a client that would again spend so much time after all the events, logging all that information, remembering all the information. Well, now it's I know it's kind of will sound strange, but right now there's so many recording tools. Like there's necklaces that can record and listen to the conversation, right? Or literally on your phone, you have voice memo that you can record conversation, so you don't have to. If you are on a huge conference and you're meeting 30, 50 people, right there, you might forget information with every CEO that you met, but they're very important conversations, right? So you can use those tools that I just said, but you can also, for example, we've developed this tool that you can take a picture of the business card and it's streamlined directly into your CRM. Take a picture, even say, I met this person right here, like a little note. So now all of that, as you're talking to them, is into your CRM, and you can say, send the email to this person right now. So now basically the email goes out to the contact that you're talking to while you're still shake handing them. So like basically that's one touch point. Another touch point is all that conversation now, instead of you coming back, what I see, what my client basically was experiencing, getting that information, now handing off maybe their assistants, or also left with that information while now crunching all of that in the system. And all of these little important notes, all the intricate detail that the person shared. But now the consistent calls as well that they get onto, like for example, Zoom calls, all of that is still additional information that they have to remember, they have to put in, type in, and they might be inaccurate because we're human, we're not consistent. But you have all that system now that is automatically logging all that in CRM, automatically fetching all the latest conversations and putting that in notes. So now you can come in and actually, it's very interesting. Statistically, it takes about 37%, something like that, when for salesmen to find information on the call. So let's say now they get on the call with the client, and now they want to go find out this information. How many customers of client like this that we service, what did we sell them? How much did we sell them for? What was the last transaction about? They have to spend 37% of their time trying to find that information. But if you have it all in, you can just ask a question from AI. It will be like, oh, last time we sold the HVAC company of that size, this type of, for example, package. This was the amount. Now you have a reference points that are important for you, so you can offer the services instead of getting back to them and saying, oh, sorry, I don't have that information, let me get back to you, right? But it's so important to catch them on the call right there while they are on the phone with you. So AI helps to kind of like tighten up all your back end office and offers you the knowledge base that you can query while on the call and help that client close that client.
It's fascinating. I can see the use case for a certain size company to start. I think this is very custom what you're doing. You're integrating a lot of different technologies, right? You're a solutions provider, right? So this is custom work that you're doing. I think what we could do here is we could do because you mentioned HVAC a number of times, we could do a demo of your product, your AI product.
That would be cool.
Which is something that you would integrate this product into their systems, their CRM. That would be the solution that you provide at Omadli Group.
That's right. So HVAC, think of Vickie as a virtual assistant, basic virtual employee that comes in and starts learning everything about your pricing, about your technicians, about your systems, or who calls, how many people call, and now routes all of that in, turns that in the system. So I would like to demo Vickie. Sure. So let's give Vickie a call.
Hi, you've reached HVAC iFlow. I'm Vickie. I help with heating and cooling issues. Who's calling today?
Hi, Vickie. My name is Zulfiya.
Thanks, Lucia. How can I help with your HVAC today? Are you dealing with something like no cooling, no heat, or maybe a weird noise?
I'm actually having AC problem. My air conditioner is not working.
Got it. AC not working is no fun, especially if it's hot out. Can you tell me where you're located? A zip code or city is perfect.
Absolutely. I'm in Boston, Massachusetts.
Thanks for letting me know. Is your AC not turning on at all, or does it run but just not cool the place down?
I think it's on, but it's just not cooling.
That makes sense. Sounds like the system's running but not doing its job. Would you say this is an urgent problem, or can it wait a day or so?
I can wait a day.
All right, got it. I can text you a quick form to fill out. It saves time and helps make sure we send the right text with the right part. Want me to send it over?
Yes, please.
Give me a moment. I just sent you the form. You should get it in a minute. Once you fill it out, a technician will reach out to schedule service. Any questions come up, just give us a call back. Thanks for reaching out. Hope the form helps.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for providing all this valuable information. We'll make sure to use it to serve you better. Have a great day.
So basically, right now it texts it to my phone, but I can ask it to the email. And here's the thing, and this is the interesting part I want to talk about AI here. AI will, large language models particularly, because that is what the large language models are, basically have ability to recognize human language. So now either through voice or through text. And right now with the emails, the interesting part that you mentioned is they're not great at recognizing emails. Well, think about it, sometimes humans are also not great at picking up the phone, like
Right.
picking up the names or emails, but we have a workaround. So what we ask is, can you spell your email? So when it spells out the email on the back end, it basically, in a transcript, we pick it up and kind of piece the email together and send it out.
Can they say it back to you too?
It can spell, yeah, it can
Spell it
spell it
back
back
to
to you. Yeah, it can do that. It can spell back to you, and it also can book an appointment as well. So if right now, if I say, hi Vickie, like I'd like to talk to a human, it will be connected because it's demo purposes. It will be connected to my calendar. It would say, just so you know, I'm a demo, but I can connect it to our CEO, Zulfiya Forsythe. But as this is actually live and implemented in companies, it would be able to read the calendar and actually book an appointment. So it would be able to see, oh, okay, you have the spot open between 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern. Let me book you up. And another thing would be great is, let's say somebody already filled out the form, right? So Vickie could now call and actually say, oh, I see you filled out the form. And it has all the emails and everything. Now it can take those emails and basically successfully schedule a call.
I heard a lot of things there. One of the pro tips that I heard was, if you are dealing with an AI and you are giving them your email to follow up on, you want to spell that out and be very articulate with
Yes.
the way that you spell it out. You want to ask them the AI to spell it back to you so that you know that you're getting that email. If it's a phone call, well, they already have your phone number, right?
Yeah.
So they'll text
That's
you.
easy.
Phone texting is easy for AI. Email, a little bit more legwork on your part.
That's right.
But also very efficient. So garbage in, garbage out, like anything else.
Absolutely. And these large language models will get only better. So the stronger they get, the better they will become at picking up emails. And for example, the better, so the way I spell, I literally go Z as in zebra, like spell it like, use an umbrella, kind of just that way. Because then, even on the calls, like how many times I have to spell it, even with human, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes like my name is hard to spell, so I would just spell it by letter to make sure it's all picked up. So this is how it's, but again, I would say the future is actually even more interesting. So here's the thing. Google is going to come up with its own voice AI for consumers. What does that mean? That means that it has this big vision that now if the pipe is burst, I'm not the one calling as a consumer. I have Google call on my behalf to all the plumbing companies that are in my area, filling out these forms that I just showed, like Vickie does, and basically calling them and asking for quotes. So now the AI reception is actually is also very popular. I see a lot of need. Business owners are opening their doors for that. So the future will be AIs talking to AI.
Which is kind of blowing my mind. AI talking to AI, my company AI talking to your company AI.
That's right.
Is going to be the not the small talk, but the sort of the details that I just the word triaging keeps coming to mind. Like, is this a problem that I should stop my day to solve right now? Or can I do focused work for the next hour or so? Or can I finish my conversation with this executive or this potential client so that I can handle this later? And I see it being a really good solution for that. I'm going to end it on a positive note and say that I don't think this is going to kill sales jobs or operations jobs. I think that it should make them more efficient, but we're probably how many years away from that?
I want to add one more note to this.
Okay. Or how much time away from that?
Interesting, right? Nobody knows. There's a lot of talk from top tech, right? From even, for example, Bill Gates also talks about, oh, there's going to be no shortage in professionals, Like, for example, no shortage in doctors, no shortage of, right now, there's also shortage in construction trades, right? Because the aging population and not enough boots on the ground to take over. However, what I would say is, here's the thing. As we did, what I would say, do not deter on AI implementation because you can say, oh, it's not working perfectly yet.
Yeah.
Because your competitor will be implementing it and is implementing it right now. But you need to say, all right, if I'm saving this time, where am I spending or where am I investing that time in? And your investment should be for everybody building personal relationships. Because as AI is going to talk to each other via voice, via emails, right? We're going to get filtered out. So you would be building business based on people on your network, people you know. So if you're not spending your time on getting on podcasts like this, for example, with Kurt, or meeting people on events or building relationships or talking to them on the phone physically, right? And getting all that admin work taken care of with AI is just another tool. Then at the end, basically,
You're not going to grow. If
You're not
you're not
gonna grow.
building relationships, you're not going to grow your business, period.
That's
I do agree with that wholeheartedly. But I also agree with the idea that you should not be waiting to add AI to your operations. The sales piece, I'm a little slower to agree that it should be added. Well, I can debate that with you, but for in terms of technicians and operations and triaging phone calls, I know for a fact that there are not enough technicians to handle the business that is out there right now. So if you add AI to the technicians' operations, it will help today
yes.
in its current form.
I actually want to also add on the sales side. I want to be clear on where AI with sales. AI with sales is really great on admin work. For example, just like for what I showed right now with Vickie is AI receptionist. Vickie is great and outbound for quick thing, but AI is still not there to, because what it's sales is art. Knowing how to handle objections, hearing the other person on the other line, the emotions, the sentiment, right? For example, another drawback of AI, when there's too much noise on the background, AI gets lost. You might think like, oh, like it's not like, again, these models are in development. This is the worst as they are right now. They're gonna only get better, but still, selling is more about, I would say, it's psychology, right? It's behavioral, it's knowing how to handle objection, as I mentioned, knowing how to read the person on the other side and knowing what they want, having emotions and having heart, right, on the other
Emotional
side.
intelligence.
Exactly.
I'm hearing invest in EQ, invest in emotional intelligence training, invest in how to have hard conversations if you're a salesperson, reading emotions, responding to emotions. Those will never be replaced by AI.
Creativity.
If someone tried creativity, never be replaced by AI. So keep investing in your salespeople, CEOs, that are watching, keep investing in your salespeople. Invest in AI to handle the stuff that is not relationship based, that
Yes.
has no heart, period, right?
Yes.
No empathy.
Yes.
Operations, streamlining operations, get that out of the way with AI, train up your sales and your technicians and your operations people for this stuff, for building relationships.
That's right.
Meeting people.
That's right. For example, as this podcast ends, right? You have the AI tool that will now do the editing and taking care of all the communication. So you can go and do more podcasts, meet people face to face, and create cool stuff.
You're hired. Let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So that's.
We didn't say, you know what you said? How people can find you.
Okay. I'm still airing, so. Sophia, how can people find you? How can people get in touch with Omadli Group and Zulfiya Forsythe?
Absolutely. You can find me on LinkedIn, on also Instagram at Zulfiya Forsythe. I actually also do Thursdays 10 a.m. Eastern free AI webinar. So jump in while it's available. Would love to help everybody. And also, if you're coming from this podcast, just DM if you find me on these socials, AI Library, and I'll share with some tips on AI with you.
And remember, it's Zulfiya with a Z, not Sophia with an S. I ran into the same problem your AI did. They called you Sophia. Zulfiya is the name, and you heard it here first, folks. Hire her.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
Thank you.